Going to continue a little bit. It's going to be quick. But how we terraform the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't give them a chance to utilize those God potentials, man. You know, we putting all these stories in their heads, man. No accounts, just a whole bunch of stories, man. You know what I mean? From the Santa Claus, you know, just everything, man. Got them running rampant. Got them running rampant and all that. They can't identify who they are, man. You know, that's because, you know, like I stated before, man, they totally disconnected from self, man. You know, self is the soul or the spirit. You gotta know that your aura is not something that comes from the body. The aura is something, or should I say, it's the energy field that comes from the soul or the spirit that's inside of the body. It's no different than when you see. I got this electromagnetic radiation detector, and the closer I put it to electronic devices, it beeps, let me know how much radiation is kicking out from this object. See, I would be able to do it with this if I had it on me. Now you got to know that the radiation that this object is emitting is not coming from the object. It's coming from the electricity that's in the object, the power source. So the radiation that's emitting from this object would be like an aura that's on this object. All electronic devices. But I'm just using this one as an example. So the radiation or the field, aura field that's coming from this would have to do with the electricity that's inside of it. So you got to know that the aura, all of these auras that these people talk about, that's not coming from the body. That's coming from the soul or the spirit that's inside of the body. Based upon how high you vibrating on a solar frequency or spiritual frequency will determine the circumference of your field, your energy field. You know what I mean? You know, there's a lot of people out here, you know, I question a lot of people, man, who be talking about they be having all these out of bodies experiences, but then they still identify with the flesh as being the primary source, when it's not. The flesh is secondary. You know what I'm saying? And for the mere fact that the aura exists should let you know that. Because the body ain't got no energy without the soul or the spirit. That's why you would see babies come out the womb dead. And you know, dead is off. Babies come out the womb off because the soul or spirit didn't connect. You know, they have electronic devices out there where you could see souls and spirits, but they ain't gonna release that to the public, because if they do, then people, you know, a majority will wake up, wow, looking inside my body and you can actually see the soul or the flesh inside. People might get so shook. You know what I'm saying, if they see that. Somebody asked me a question in regards to when I made the video in regards to giving the birth and or getting pregnant. Reason why a lot of girls be getting all these nauseous effects, man, it's because they the genes was not really compatible, or there's a distortion in the genes. You know what I'm saying? When there's a distortion, that shows that it's not compatible. So you're going through all these symptoms. It's like a form of short circuiting. You know what I'm saying? Because things need to be recalibrated. You know what I mean? But you were stating that you was nausea. I mean, you got to be more specific, because it could be something that you ate. You got to be more specific. You got to be way more specific than that comment. You know what I'm saying? Than that comment. But you would know if you fully connect with your mate. You would know, because it wouldn't have to do anything with the flesh. Nothing. The flesh would be secondary. You would know when you have a full, strong connection with your mate, because you would be fully synced mentally. Once you sync that connection mentally, Everything else, you know what I'm saying? Everything else is just basically secondary, but it will also be in sync as well. And I ain't talking about likes and dislikes. That ain't got nothing to do with the sinking world. They got to do with the matrix. Your likes and your dislikes all got to do with the matrix. You know what I mean? That's not part of the real world. That's part of the illusion. Emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's all part of the illusion. That's why I say the matrix is so heavily intertwined into our lives that it's hard for people to identify the real from the fake. If you're identifying things with feelings, then you are fully submerged in the matrix, because the matrix is all about feelings. The matrix ain't about thinking. It was a certain level of a mental faculties that went into creating the matrix. Hell yeah. But you got to know, in order for you to be able to see what the matrix is, you have to be able to dissect it mentally. That's what Morpheus was talking about. He said, unfortunately, I can't tell you what the matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. You know, seeing means comprehending. As I stated before, it doesn't mean capturing images or seeing images. Seeing means to comprehend, meaning to know. So I can't sit up here and tell you what the matrix is. You would have to be able to comprehend the components that make up the matrix in order to be able to identify what the matrix is. You know what I'm saying? So if you got people that's making decisions based on a feeling, oh, I feel I need to be going over here, or I feel I need to be doing this, or I feel I need to be eating that, or I feel I need to be doing this, you lost. You gone. You gone. You can't even get out the flesh. You're fully trapped in the flesh, the illusion. You know what I'm saying? But the people now who sit back and just observe things, you know what I'm saying? A quiet mind is always dissecting, man. A running mouth isn't dissecting anything. You know, or should I say a quiet mouth? A quiet mouth is always in analyze mode, but a running mouth is always feeling. Always feeling. Just running your mouth just to be running your damn mouth. What are you analyzing? Nothing. You can't think. Everything you do is feel, and that's part of the matrix. Feeling is an illusion. It's not normal to feel, because you got to know that when you come outside of your body, you do not feel nothing. You don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different. Completely different, man. Completely different. Gods don't feel. Gods think. That's it. It's only thinking. Everything is being analyzed, man. I mean, look at all these things that God made, man. Look at all these different bodies. Feeling ain't went into that. Thoughts went into that. If it was feelings that went into that, man, you know how much stuff would not have been created just based off the feeling? You know what I mean? Straight up. So, I mean, you got to be more specific with that comment, Goddess. You got to be more specific with that, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you connected mentally, you know what I'm saying? Everything should be good. You know, you could have been nausy because you could have been standing around some electronics, man. Because you know it ain't really good to be around electronics especially when you're pregnant, because you got that additional soul or spirit inside of you, man. You know what I mean? And you know that electronics, man, it like, yo, it changes everything. Like if you're looking at these street lights right here, man. When you're looking at these street lights, you got to know this is a wireless. These street lights, just imagine it was nighttime right now and it's on. And you just imagine it was nighttime right now and these street lights was on. You got to know that creates an energy field wirelessly. It's an energy field of spheres that's illuminating. They tell you that they put it there so you can see where you're going. No, they put it there because it represents low energy. I stated before, when it's daytime, that's the presence of high energy. When it's nighttime, that's the presence of low energy. So they got these low energy light bulbs. You got to know when you step into that light, so-called light, that's coming from the street light, you just stepped into an energy field. It's not light that you stepped into. You just stepped into an energy field that is made up of electricity. The light bulb is an artificial crystal. There's no such thing as glass. It's a crystal. Just, nothing like the sun though. The sun is a real crystal. But the light bulbs down here is a fake crystal. And it illuminates an electrical pulse. And when you step into the so-called light, your cells, energy, everything they got to do with the body mimics that light frequency. And you begin to vibrate on that frequency. So it's not light that you're stepping into. You're stepping into a energy vortex. And it changes you. Changes you to vibrate low. Just like you'll hear these brothers out here who's smoking weed and drinking, and they be like, yo, I'm high, fam. You ain't high. You low. You're not high. Because to be high is to process things at an alarming rate. To calculate things fast as hell. Atoms is spinning fast as hell in your brain. You ain't moving slow. You think you do a lot of thinking when you high, but in actuality, your thoughts has just been slowed down, so it seems like you're thinking for a long time. But you're not thinking for a long time. Everything has just been slowed down. So normally it'll take you 5 seconds to think about something on a regular standard speed. It's taking you 10 minutes now because you're moving slow. As I stated before, when you high, you right there on the borderline of dying because you're vibrating so low. You right on the borderline of the frequency of dying. Death is a frequency that represents low vibration. You know what I mean? So when you're doing those drugs, you're smoking your weed, you're drinking, whatever it is that you're doing, sniffing, popping your mollies, you ain't high, you're low. You have to lower your vibration. That's why when you get so-called high, you always want to do low activities. You always want to participate in degrading acts, whether it is, well, I got to smoke my weed and I got to go out here and have a whole bunch of sex. Or I got to, pop my pills. Then after I do that, I smoke my weed, drink my liquor. Now I got the munchies. Yo, hit up the Chinese restaurant, fam. Let me get me 4 wings with some plastic rice. Hey, yo, Chang, don't be half-stepping on that duck sauce either. You know what I mean? I don't play that. Give me all that duck sauce. Sauce did not come from a duck, but we still call it duck sauce. Poison. You know what I'm saying? That's why every time, when you get high, you always want to do low degrading acts. You want to do low frequency acts because you vibrating low. You ever notice that when you high, so-called high, you find yourself doing low things that you wouldn't do when you are not high? When you in normal mode, you don't want to be doing half the things you want to do when you high because you vibrating higher than it is when you low. You know what I'm saying? Like the sinners. Sinners, I'll be chilling. Well, I ain't chill with them sinners in a minute, man. When I used to chill with these sinners, yo, they always had to get a bottle. Always. They had to get a bottle. Why? Because they had to go to the ritual. Because there's a loop ritual that they going through, that they doing. Gotta get the bottle. Gotta get nice. And then we go on the hunt. My man, I ain't gonna say his name, but he always used to be like, yo, man, we out here on the AIDS quest. That's what he used to call it, man, the AIDS quest. Because it's like we out here chasing a disease, man. He was right, yo. He was literally out there chasing a damn disease. You know what I mean? Jumping in all those pus pits. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta. That's why you gotta. I remember, yo, son. Yo, this speaking from experience, man. This was way back in the days, man. This was when I was sinning heavy. Hold on, where the hell I'm at, man? Yo, I remember my. Man, son. Let's just say somebody I know, son. You know what I'm saying? He took me to this. That face was way back in the days, man. What the hell with all that? I remember when my cousin, man, he took me. We was chilling with Mason. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Mason, man. You know, resurrect and pussy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of emotional people up in the comment section too. You know, these people can't even focus on. We just lost a powerful man. The only thing these people can focus on, yo, I this dude disrespectful talking about resurrecting pussy. Word, what the hell are you talking about, man? Get about your damn feelings. We just lost a powerful tool, and the only thing you could see out of that whole text was pussy. Never mind peace to the God. Never mind that. All you can focus on is the word pussy because you've been programmed to see that as a bad thing. Maybe that's why these guys run out here all the time and just want to dog the woman, just want to pump the vagina and just leave it alone because they see that as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was chilling with the guard Mason. You know what I'm saying? Used to play for the New York Knicks and all that. This was way back in the day. This was when we, yo, bruh. Yo, son, this is when we was, well, I say this is when I was out there heavy, sinner. You know what I'm saying? So my cuz, he took me to this strip club. It was the strip club we had went to, man. Yo, it must have been like, probably like 200 chicks in there, son. It was wild. It was wild. That was the first time I was in an environment like that. It was wild, and it's like I felt out of place. I had mad girls coming up on me and all that, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing. I was never the type to trick, still ain't the type to trick. You know, that's my money. It ain't going in your hands, especially for no buns. If I can't utilize what God gave me to get some buns, then I'm assed out. That's how I see it. I ain't trying to be giving no cash to get no buns. I was never on it like that. As a matter of fact, when I was going up in there with my cousin, I was like, yo, I ain't paying for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spit some game. You know what I'm saying? That was back in the days too. I think I had the what I had, the straight hair too, son. They thought I was a pimp when I ran up in there, son. You know what I'm saying? I had the straight long hair, so you know the chicks was on it. But yeah. So I'm up in there, son, you know, say girls on the table, these guys shoving money in their vagina. It was wild up in there, son. And I started feeling out of place, yo. I was like, yo, son, I feel mad uncomfortable. So like something don't feel right. So I went straight to the bar, bought me some Henny. And as soon as I took that first sip, yo, that's my word, I felt right at home. I felt so comfortable. So once I took that first sip, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the example right there. I had to match my frequency with the settings of the environment. And I did that when I took that swig of the Henny. It made me vibrate low, just like everybody else was vibrating low up in there. Because I was probably the only one who ran up in there sober. So compared to them, I was vibrating high. You know what I mean? I was vibrating high. But once I started drinking that Henny, vibration started getting low, started feeling good. Before you know it, it's like I'm chilling around family, son. You know what I mean? But yo, man, I got to get up out of here, man. Go get this client. Y'all already know what it is. Yo, we got to save the sons and the daughters, man.